Hello everyone, welcome back to VCC OCE. Zorbanidal here with my co-caster Crawlers. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, Zorba, not too bad. We've got a pretty interesting matchup here. We've got SEL's Warriors versus OTS today. It should be good to see. Some pretty high stakes fights. This is a 1-3. Whoever loses this map will this series, sorry, will end up being eliminated. So both teams will be fighting super hard in order to make it to the playoffs here.
Indeed, for map vetoes, we have OTS banning Split, Cells Warriors banning Pearl, OTS banning Icebox, and Cells Warriors banning Lotus. Sunset, Ascent, and Haven are our map picks for today, with Cells Warriors starting on defense. So we got some very interesting games to start us off.
Definitely some interesting maps as well. Throughout the VCC tournament, we haven't seen too much play on Sunset, and it really makes it important to see what these teams are going to do. Most teams have been insta banning this map, so it'll be nice to see a bit of a change. See what they like to do on this map, whether they get aggressive, hold defensively. Sunset offers a lot of different ways to play the game. You know, you can really control the space or just fall back and play retakes. So I'm very curious to see what these teams will opt for and whether they play the same kind of Valorant or they play a very different kind from each other. Should be an interesting matchup.
My thoughts exactly. All right, let's get into it. Let's get to the map picks, or the comp picks, I should say.
It should be some interesting comp picks here. Looking like we've got an insta breach. Looks like two breaches on both sides. Breach on this map is quite strong. Being able to stun those lanes, use them for retakes, just really good utility. Flashes, aftershocks, clearing those close corners, very important. It looks like we have on the side of Cell, double initiator. It looks like we got Cypher, Gecko, Breach, Omen, and potentially a Waylay, which is an interesting pick that you wouldn't normally see from teams on this map, but definitely has the utility, being able to get into spaces and get out very quickly, potentially getting a kill and getting out scot-free. On the side of OTS, still deciding at the moment, trying to figure out what their best comp will be, whether they want to make some small adjustments or whether they want to commit to what they used to, I suppose. Looks like Cells has changed their tune and gone off of Waylay, which is probably a good thing. More conventional agents like Neon are typically picked on this map because of her speed and ability to just zip past those corners. Still just waiting on some more agent picks on the side of OTS, just making sure they're covering all their angles and that they know what they're doing throughout this game. 10 seconds left on the decider and we'll be in the map very soon.
Indeed, looking like both teams are opting for a Breach and Neon comp, with Omen as well. Vise is not standard from memory. I believe Cypher's the standard pick for this map.
Yeah, I think Vise offers a lot of good utility as well. Cypher definitely was the original pick, but since the map has been changed a little bit, it's a lot harder for his utility to play off. You got to play deeper trips with Cypher, but he's still very viable in this map, and I think that both agents are good picks as long as they play around them the correct way. Getting our first into the games. Looks like we're setting up for a bit of an A hit here from OTS on the attacker side. It looks like Cells are opting to push down mid here, really just take aggressive space, look for a brawl. OTS might find themselves with a free sight onto A. Quite an interesting start for a map like this. Maybe Cells Warriors are opting for a much more aggressive retake sort of strategy.
Indeed, a 5-man A is not typical for this map, but we will see how it goes.
Indeed. Lots of utility being thrown out through mid. Clab and Yoppy about to go head-to-head, and Clab takes down Yoppy. And Yukio trades out Clab, takes damage from Jellyfish. Jellyfish and Yukio both damaged pretty heavily here. OTS Ghost already taking space. Elbow. They've got A side, planning the spike down. Jellyfish looking to hold that space. Looks like Ghost maybe Bully's about to get into a pretty big brawl here. OTS Ghost thinking better of it and backing off. Bullies reclaiming space. Elbow here. Cell getting a massive pick through the box, taking out Jellyfish. Just looking for something here. Looks like we're about to get a big flank from Ghost. Might be able to take one, maybe two here. Just slightly misses the timing. Takes a final bullies. Takes him out through the smoke, but gets traded instantly by Dude through the smoke. A lot of sprays going on here. Dude walking through. Catches flops. Jax trades it out. Fight between Yukio, and Yukio wins it out, claiming the round for SEL's Warriors.
Enough of that.
Very
What
thick
a
brawl happening in that round.
fantastic first round, eh? Holy. Love to see it.
That was cool.
First round for SEL's Warriors. For economy, a full buy is in order. 2 Guardians, Ghost, Stinger, full shield on the Ghost and Stinger. Yoppie opting not to purchase any weapons.
Might be looking to save guns here for the next round. Really build up that snowball. Potentially buy an operator or something along the likes. Looks like we're going to have another brawl from SELs in mid here. Looks like this time OTS are willing to fight this. They want to stand their ground and maybe punish this aggression. Take away that early gun advantage. Ghost already planning the bomb on A side. Sorry, B side. Dude, not willing to let it happen. Yoppie coming through. 3 kills out in the middle of a matter of seconds. Del, unfortunately, missing some shots on Club. Club reloading, taken out by Yoppie. Yoppie just going for it. Knows Jellyfish is nearby, ready to swing. Gets a kill. 3k from Yoppie in a very quick, chaotic round. Round going towards SEL's Warriors there again. So far, they seem to be very strong on this defender side. Really good on those retakes, not letting them get a lot of space before absolutely just flooding them. Typically, this map, we see it as more of a attacker-sided map, but right now, SELs are showing that this map is their map, and they're comfortable here. They're willing to take these fights, they're willing to take this space and be aggressive, and it's working out for them very well. OTS looking to go towards B here. Running straight into Dude's setup. Ghost entering through. Madden gets tagged by the Cypher cam. Stunned by Bobs gets SEL. Dude takes out Ghost. Trades coming through. Dude desperately trying to hold onto the side here. Rest of SEL's Warriors are starting to flood through now. And Yoppie takes out Jellyfish. Looking for more. Jax takes out Dude takes out Bullies. Flops takes out Yukio and gets Yoppie as well. Again, these rounds very chaotic. A couple of seconds make the difference here. Zorba, these rounds are going so quickly. How do you think it's going to go in the future? Do you think they're going to start slowing down, being more disciplined, or are they going to continue these fast-paced sort of rounds?
I think, honestly, it could go either way. OTS is going to need to figure out something quickly, because that was their full buy, and they were left with 2 men standing. So, alt economy is in their favor currently with the shutdown, but more ultimates are on the way for SEL's Warriors.
It looks like OTS are willing to contest this mid space a lot more than they have been in the past. Setting Ghost to do it by himself, putting a lot of faith in his ability to get a kill here. Looks like SEL's Warriors are adjusting, putting a lot towards mid, as they have been since the start. SEL walking out behind pillar. Will they catch Ghost here, though? Flash comes through. Ghost biding his time, not trying to overextend. Teammates pushing all the way up A main. Yoppie takes out Ghost in the first blood of the round. Looks like SELs might not have the read, stacking towards B instead of A, where currently all of OTS are. Null Command coming through on the side of OTS. Flops takes out Bullies. Right now, it's a 4v4. Could go either way. SEL's Warriors grouping up for a retake. OTS trying to delay it. Not much you can do when the null command's there. Razor Vines are out as well. Just waiting to get some utility to come through. It looks like Yoppie gets taken down by Flops. SEL, are you able to get this trade? SEL spots one. Doesn't get the trade. Gets blinded. Jax unable to secure the kill. OTS Club comes in though and secures it. Jax mollied off. Has to fight with Club here. Dude, trying to take a fight. Gets one. Gets shot from Jellyfish. And it was just a great round held from OTS, managing to pull it to a 2-2 in their favor.
Indeed. Like you said, a 2-2, 2 ultimates now online for SEL's Warriors. 1 for Doot and 1 for Yoppie. Flops has his ultimate online as well. We are 1 point away from Clab's Rolling Thunder. Any kills found this round for the side of OTS will lead to a rapid domination.
Absolutely right. Those ultimates can have a huge impact, especially on a map like Sunset. Just being able to steamroll the opponents and push them out of critical space. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a brawl happening in B main here. SEL thinking better of it and backing off. Looks like a default from the side of OTS. Understanding that they have weaker weapons and being able to just like take these fights and really just reduce the amount of numbers on the side of SEL. Being very cautious and very disciplined from the side of OTS. Again, we're seeing these defaults coming back through. We're seeing OTS taking mid, as well as both of the mains. Not much aggression happening from this side of SEL. Typically, we do see a lot of aggression, but the weapons will be making them not want to take that early fight. Trying to play the right corners and maybe pick up some guns to be able to turn this round into their favor. SEL, tucked in the corner.
Off your feet!
Manages to dodge the Rolling Thunder, unfortunately doesn't hit shots, and is taken out by Jax. OTS Ghost, holding the angle on Boba. Clab getting the kill on Yoppy. Yukio, stunned by the fault line. Bullies, takes out Ghost. About to run into the KO. Both flashed, using a lot of utility here, trying to just hold this position, trying to make sure they don't get any deeper than they currently are. OTS, holding a very solid post-plan position. Dude, takes out Jax, turning it into a 3v3. Ukyo fighting together. Ukyo gets a kill through a blind. Absolutely insane. 2v3 currently. Could go either way. Looks like they're sticking with the bomb. The space coming through, but not making any value out of it. The bomb might get the bomb gets stuck by Dude here. And he takes out one more as well. That is an absolutely devastating round for OTS. Well played by SEL's Warriors.
It cannot feel good to be OTS right now. They lost the defuse while having 2 men alive with gun advantage, and they were only able to bring 1 gun to the next round. That is severely unfortunate. Wow. That was a fantastically played round by SEL's Warriors. OTS even invested the Rolling Thunder here, and they weren't able to secure it. That is deeply, deeply unfortunate.
That positioning by SEL, not getting cleared out by the Rolling Thunder, really just helped them secure that round. Looks like we're seeing, again, that aggression that SEL has been doing throughout this game. Taking B main, possibly about to walk into 2, but they might catch the timing here. Both Clab and Jellyfish not looking. We get the flash coming through. The fight on Clab. Clab, I think 140, but wins out the fight against SEL. Both backing off towards A. Looks like OTS are planning for a strong A hit. Taking their time, really clearing these corners, making sure they don't stumble into this utility on the side of Dude. Don't want to get hit by his tripwires. Dude, caught out by KO Knife. Blinded, stunned. There's nothing you can do with your Dude there. The utility was just fantastic on the side of OTS. Just knowing, predicting that he was there and just denying any ability for him to really take any fight there. Ukyo gets one through the smoke. Yoppy goes through, gets one. Ghost trades out Ukyo. Yoppy stuck on site.
1 enemy
3v2.
remaining.
Looks like they're looking towards elbow here. They don't know that Ghost is in fact main. And Yoppy takes out Ghost. This round going towards SEL's Warriors. It's just back and forth here, Zorba. Each time that you think one person will pull ahead, the other just takes it right out from underneath them.
I think SEL's Warriors is adapting to OTS's playstyle, and the rounds that they are losing are either due to gun disadvantage or due to new tactics. We are seeing a timeout called by Glitch Gull on the side of OTS. What do you think we'll see within the next few games, or next few rounds I should say, given what we've just witnessed?
I think OTS are getting the upper hand in a lot of these rounds, but they're just succumbing to a lot of pressure when the retake starts coming through. You'll either probably see an adjustment where they take a bit more space, try and get those early fights, stop them from being able to use their utility so well on the side of SEL's Warriors, or you'll see them just cement their positions, play together. There's been a lot of individual plays on the side of OTS here. They haven't swung off each other or gotten many trades, whereas SEL's Warriors has been really good at using their utility to do that. We're also seeing that OTS knows how to use their utility. They've been using it well to take sites, but the second they have a site and they have that bomb down, they just they just fumble and choke. And I think that's what will be talked about throughout this timeout, how to really solidify their position in a post plant. Would you agree, Zorba?
I do. That's pretty much how I was feeling about that. Now we can see Bullies lining up a stun. OTS Ghost getting his Overdrive online. Bully's getting his Rolling Thunder online, as well as Yukio with his From the Shadows.
SEL's Warriors willing to take that fight into mid again. Yoppie gets one, doesn't clear Ghost. Ghost trigger discipline. Might catch a really good timing. Gets one, gets two. Oh, Yoppie trades it out though. Insane play from Ghost there. Being able to take out two on an eco round is a victory in itself, and he did it all on his own. Jax looking to re-clear A main here, knowing that Yoppie was in elbow. Whether they know that SEL is here as well. Flash comes through. Wingman sent out. Yoppie ready to take the fight. Aftershock comes through from Clab, trying to delay. They're looking to take this fight here. They want to use their numbers. They get across, going A main. SEL's Warriors have all the information they need. Taking their time, not really taking a lot of space here. OTS are making it very difficult for themselves to really try and pull this win. Neural Theft coming through from the side of SEL, giving them all the information they need to be able to try and take this back. Fault line stunning Yoppie.
Spike planted.
Not much is happening right now. SEL is about to crash into Jellyfish. Wingman coming through there. That could be a critical piece of utility. Takes out Jellyfish. Elbow control now on the side of SEL's. Jax trades it out. Flash coming through. Dote takes out Jax. Yoppie takes Clap down, and it's another round for SEL's Warriors.
Wow. Well played by SEL's Warriors. Like you said, Crawley,
Not the fan.
OTS is gaining the upper hand in this round. We saw that with the mid lurk by Ghost, but they're just not able to capitalize on the frags that they're getting to the start of the round. They might be getting more first bloods, they might be getting more frags total, but they're not able to capitalize upon them, which is what is leading to SEL's Warriors really thriving in this environment.
You're absolutely right, Zorba. That trigger discipline from Ghost, though, that can't be understated. You know, typically when you're in that position, you want to shoot the first person who comes at you, go in a one and done. But Ghost took his time, knew they weren't going to clear him, and really got some value out of it. Almost getting three, but Yoppie just shut it down. It looks like we're looking at a B hit here. Vizon coming through. Caught in Cypher Trip. SEL's Warriors are ready to go down. SEL takes out Ghost. Yoppie takes out Club. Jax is caught in a corner as well as Jellyfish. And Yoppie takes out Jax. Jellyfish takes out SEL. A lot of trades going through in a very short time here. Jellyfish taken out by two. Flops left alone. Can he pull this off? Can he get that clutch that they so desperately need on their side of OTS? Utility being dumped. Four of them just running out Flops. Just dinked through the box. Takes out Yoppie. Gets some shots on Bullies, but unable to secure the kill. So, confident here, but starting to back off. Ghost gets Bullies, and dude, through the box, headshot. These rounds are just insane. They could go either way a lot of the time, but so far, SEL's Warriors have just been absolutely dominant on this map.
Indeed. I mean, we saw Flops, he put up a good fight, but he wasn't able to clutch a 1v4, which, I mean, that's understandable. It's a 1v4.
It's a very tall order.
Yeah, no, indeed. Looking at ult economy, Ghost, Jax, and Flops all have their ult online, including Bully, SEL, Yukio, and Yoppie. So ult economy is in SEL's favor.
It looks like we have Thrash coming through, getting broken in mid there. They know they're there. Yoppie takes a fight and Ghost is unfortunately not able to secure the kill. There's 3 kills on the side of Club, 4 kills on the side of OTS, really dominating this space in mid. Club going insane with that 3k. Dude, left by himself in a 1v5. Can he pull this off? We've seen Dude in the past pull off some pretty crazy kills and hold some great rounds, but this is asking a lot of anyone. Information coming through. Vi's breaking the Cypher Trip. B main holding Dude. Not sure what to do. They could be in any position here. Flops almost catching the timing, but thinking better of it, playing with his team, not wanting to throw this early advantage that they've gathered. Dude, taking his time, trying to clear angles methodically, trying to catch someone unexpected. Might just be saving the rifle here too, and you couldn't blame Dude for doing that. Again, 1v5, very difficult to win. And typically, if you are going to win that, the enemy team have to give you the opportunity. They have to swing you one by one. They have to swing you in a position where you have that advantage. And typically, as a Sentinel, you don't have a lot of utility that you can turn a 1v5 into your favor. Maybe as a duelist, being able to escape certain angles, or even an initiator, being able to stun and maybe getting 3 with a lucky flash or stun, but it's a tall order for a Sentinel to really be able to do much here. Looks like OTS have caught on very close. Will Duke get out of this with his gun? No, he won't. He takes out one, but flops, trades it, and Duke does not get to save the rifle there. Unfortunate on the side of SEL's Warriors.
Very. That puts Cells into a unfortunate position with one of their ultimates invested. They are now going into a save with some, I don't want to say higher caliber weaponry, but we do see 3 sheriffs, a stinger, some light shields. They could still pull off a miracle, but with 5 rifles on the side of OTS, it's going to be a difficult order.
It's like OTS taking this mid control again. They really like to have defaults. They really like to make sure that no one's walked out pillar or could fast flank them. We're seeing the same default we always see. KO towards A. Vise and Breach taking space towards B here. Just really playing carefully, playing methodically, trying to figure out what info they have. What's the weakest side? KO walking up. A main here. Jax just willing to take this space. Punish them for not really holding it too aggressively. It's very interesting round so far. It looks like the lurk might pay off though. SEL's Warriors sort of coming towards mid more and leaving A open as they have in the previous rounds. Will OTS be able to turn this advantage that they've had in the past into a victory? Or are they going to just again? Looks like they've got A side. Ghost clearing lots of space. Ready to take that fight into elbow. It's going to potentially run into 3 members of SEL's Warriors here. Yukio tucked behind a box, looking for a rat kill. All 5 members of SEL's Warriors looking to come through elbow here. OTS backed way off site, letting their utility do the work for them. Ghost tucked in that little corner underneath main, hoping that he won't get cleared and be able to get a couple here. 3 members, SEL's Warriors running straight out, taking side. Wingman on the bomb, Rolling Thunder coming through. Ghost flash, killed by Bullies, insane headshot. Clap takes out dude. Bullies gets clapped, Yoppie gets 3! It's just a fantastic retake from the side of SELs. They just win A in their retakes all the time. OTS having that advantageous position, but SELs Warriors just know how to retake. They stack their utility well, they fight together well, and they just get that victory.
Unbelievable. SELs Warriors winning via a thrifty. They had nothing but some sheriffs and a stinger. And with the overdrive invested, they managed to win against a full team of rifles and a Rolling Thunder. That's unbelievable in my opinion. That really just shows the synergy that SELs Warriors have with their team.
Absolutely. Synergy and teamwork is extremely important, and you're seeing it on the side of SELs. They're swinging together, they're calling utility together, and the layering is insane. There wasn't really much OTS could do. They had them caught out, and just giving up that space on site, not being present on A, not punishing those chokes, letting them walk out, proved to be disastrous for the side of OTS. Not being able to really get any kills there. Looks like they're going back towards A here. Maybe this time we'll see them be a bit more aggressive, seize a bit more space. Ghost clearing sight by himself. Flops getting an insane kill on Bullies up mid. That could be huge. Without Breach, it'll be a very hard and tall order for SELs Warriors to be able to retake on A here. Ghost coming through from Yukio. Dark cover, blocking some angles. Getting paranoia, hitting SEL, coming through. Dude, getting flops. Yukio taking a lot of damage here. Looks like OTS are willing to stay on site and fight for this time. Clam getting SEL. Yukio trading it out. Dude, getting Jax. 2
1 enemy remaining.
OTS Jellyfish down from Yoppie. Yoppie getting OTS Ghost as well. Absolutely insane round. And again, SEL are just showing that they don't even need to be on A side. They are just willing to retake this, and they do it successfully every time.
Yeah, I mean,
Last round
going into
before
that
the
round, they
switch.
were still the underdogs economy-wise, but they managed to pull it out. Now, OTS into a force. They can't afford 5 rifles. 4 rifles, 1 light shield, 1 cheerful shield. Ult economy not in their favor, still strongly in the favor of SEL's Warriors, with a From the Shadows and Rolling Thunder being the main components of that dominance. And I mean, SEL's Warriors are just showing that they're just completely dominating this half of the game.
Absolutely, SEL's Warriors very comfortable in this way. Already a kill, 5 seconds into the round. Yoppy taking down Flops in that early mid fight. That is a huge advantage for the side of SEL's Warriors. No smokes will make it very difficult for OTS to be able to take any sides here. Looks like Dude, his utility's gone, hit by KO knife, not much he can do here. However, they're not capitalizing off of that knife. They're just playing slow, playing their default. Yeah, it's very difficult to figure out what the plan is there. Just using a knife and not really taking anything off it. SEL takes out Ghost in mid. Looks like a bit of a slow play again from OTS. Looking for anything they can get here. Looking for a pick. Yoppy denies it though. Takes down Jax. 2v5. Clap. Getting the pick on SEL. Maybe making this possible for his team. Backing off towards mid. Looks like they're going towards A once again. Yoppy not willing to let them. Trying to chase up but not finding anything. SEL's Warriors still not quite committing, still not quite rotating, playing together, playing smart.
30 seconds
Clab
left.
here, pushing up into A heaven, trying to get something here, trying to even the odds. Looks like the timing won't be in his favor. Yukio swings,
Spike
no
planted.
damage traded out. Clab, 1 HP. It's all up to both Clab and Jellyfish here. They have to pull something crazy in order to make this round win. Yoppy getting the full flank. Yukio using Omen ult just to get behind them in elbow. This is looking increasingly hard. Rolling Thunder comes through. Clab can't do anything. Yukio getting Jellyfish and Yoppy getting his 3rd kill of the game. The round. Just, there's nothing you could do with your OTS there. The utility just coming through for SEL's Warriors was insane. What do you do when you're hit by a Rolling Thunder and an Omen TPs into space you're not controlling? There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, that Rolling Thunder not only disrupted the round, it also saved Yukio by knocking him into the smoke. So, what was Clab meant to do? Sit there spraying. Very, very, very unfortunate for OTS. But, you know what they say, 9-3 curse, and they are on attack now.
Yeah, absolutely right, Zorba. Any game is winnable, and of course, you know, this map can be both attack and defend decided depending on comp, and we might see that OTS are willing to take this attack, willing to be aggressive here, and hold their space. Sorry, SEL's Warriors. OTS will be willing to be more aggressive on defense, hold this space. It looks like they're stacked towards A. Unfortunate gamble, as SEL's Warriors have gone towards B here. The Vise wall does get baited out though, and it looks like OTS are trusting that wall and rotating together. Having Vise on that fast lane, this could pay off really well. Potentially OTS could be doing the same thing SEL's Warriors are doing, playing that very fast, very good retake battles. And it looks like Dude might be catching up Jellyfish here. Yoppy, Flash, no one clears him. Gets 2! Clab and Ghost going down. Jax trades it out. SEL catching Flops. This is just backwards and forwards. Currently a 2v3 on the side of SEL's Warriors. Wingman coming out. Gotta clear Jellyfish. Jellyfish revealed. Yukio taking out Jax. It's all on Jellyfish here. Can he make this pistol round work for his team? And Yukio shuts it down. That is a critical round for OTS to lose. Their economy is going to be hurt by this. A 10-3 half. Zorba, what do you think these teams are feeling right now? The economy is not looking good for the side of OTS.
I think OTS had a lot of momentum going into that round when they were initially retaking, but that misclear was not good for them at all. That allowed Yoppy to, like you said, get 2 kills, and that, I think, has completely crushed any momentum they did have. Now, SEL's Warriors do have ult economy in their favor and eco.
Looks like they've run straight into the trap for OTS here. But they've managed to counter it very well. Yoppy managing to catch Flops. Looking to fight here. Really want to hold this A main control. And Dude sprays OTS through, goes through the box. Oh, Clab. A run and gun from Bullies shots us down though. Jellyfish getting the trade, but ultimately SEL's Warriors have the site. Looks like OTS are trying to re-clear these angles. Getting Jax to go around, getting caught out by the Cypher Cam for Jellyfish though, making it very difficult for them to really be able to do anything. But are SEL's aware of Jax's flank position? This is a huge position for him to be. It looks like they're doubling up and potentially just gave away their location. Flash comes through from SEL. Jax, double headshot onto SEL. Huge kill. 2v2. Very winnable round for OTS here. Vice Flash broken by Dude. Jax out far. Yukio holding main. Not sure if they're both there yet. Yukio goes to Flash. Gets taken out by Jax. Dude trades immediately, killing Jellyfish. Now it's a battle of a ring around the rosy. Jax coming through, getting a 3k, and providing OTS with a lifeline they so desperately need. Insane play from Jax there. Great decision making. Zorba, do you think this is a start of a potential comeback?
Potentially, I mean, that was a fantastic lurk by Jax. He was able to win it and put it into a thrifty for OTS, but they are still down 6 rounds. So I don't know if they will be able to bring it back. And I mean, looking at the scoreboard, Yoppie absolutely dominating this game, and now he has a Phantom in hand with a Force, surprisingly. Hero rifling for SEL's Warriors. Let's see what happens.
SEL's Warriors putting a lot of faith in Yoppie to be able to get these kills, and we have seen that he is good for it. The amount of plays that have worked for SEL's Warriors made by Yoppie has been countless in you know, all the series they've played. And the setup from Yoppie's team as well, SEL's Warriors having great utility coming through, just giving him the ability to take those. Looks like we've got a pretty aggressive play outside of A. Ghost taking a lot of space, knowing that they're there. Yoppie baiting Viswall, dropping the gun in case he got picked out somehow. But will OTS fall for this? They know they have all of A main space. They know they're not there. It looks like they're staying towards B. It's up to Ghost to be able to catch that information, catch if they're there. Looks like SEL's Warriors are opting to go back towards B and might fall directly into their trap. Bullies might catch the timing on Yoppie here. Goes back towards A main. Throws the stun, potentially trying to fake A site while the rest of them walk towards B. Might get caught out by Yoppie here. Ghost. Oh. Ghost catching Bullies. Yoppie just waiting for the Vise utility. Looks like B is completely clear. And right now, SEL's Warriors are going to get B completely for
30
free.
seconds left.
The fake obviously having worked to OTS, thinking that they're going to commit to that A. That breach utility from Bullies really selling that that's what they were going to do. Thinking that they baited the Vise wall. Looks like we have SEL's Warriors falling right back into main. Playing that post-plant position, playing for that spam.
Not ready yet.
This could be devastating for SEL's Warriors. Weaker weapons, only one rifle. It's very possible for OTS to turn this around, stick to the fuse. Yoppie though, not letting Ghost get through stairs. Here comes Yoppie, ulting, Jax trading it out. Yukio TPing past, doesn't seem like they're aware. Grabbing the Vandal, Flops going down. Jax taking the trade, but Dude killing Jax. Another round in the favor of SEL's Warriors. I'm struggling to keep up with what's happening in these rounds. People are taking it nice and slow, and then all of a sudden just everyone's dead and someone's on top. It's very hard to keep track.
You blink and everyone's dead. It's a story as old as Valorant. But, I mean, that was a fantastic TP by Yukio, able to get Flops and able to secure the trade. Will allow Dude to secure the trade on Jax winning the round.
These rounds are being down to the wire as of late. OTS making some great adjustments. Looks like they're about to sprint straight into Dude. Dude takes down Ghost, punishes that aggression. Flops with a paranoia. Dude caging, trying to get himself to safety. Getting hit with an aftershock. They're using a lot of utility to try and clear this out and get that gun. But Dude, he's not giving it to them. He's taking his time. Takes down Clab as well. Dude, really being disciplined there. Not letting himself be caught out. Looks like he's about to run into 2 more in spawn. Yoppie taking the space aim man. Jax taking out Dude. Yoppie might get caught out here. Does not clear the Vise. Gets Jellyfish still. 20 HP. Oh, you gotta be upset if you're Jellyfish there. That's an unfortunate Valorant moment that's happened to many of us. Yoppie just being able to turn around and get that might change the round. I mean, Jax trading it out. Yoppie getting flops. Jax getting sold. Bullies cleaning up the round. Another round in the side of SEL's Warriors. We're looking at a 12-4 match point. It's really looking only one way at the moment, isn't it? Zorbot, there's
Indeed.
not much you can do if you're OTS here.
No, I mean, you can call a timeout, which is what they've done, and I mean, that last round was a real showing of what they're capable of. Ghost, with an aggressive push out, punished by Doot. He did push through a trip. Now, Yoppie, he's a very interesting one because he's sort of Tenzin Kana in a sense, because whereas Game Sense fails, his mechanics just make up for it tenfold, which we saw in Market. And I mean, like you said, you can't be good. You can't be feeling good when you're Jellyfish there, because he wasn't even looking at you. But I don't blame him. That is a classic versus a Phantom. OTS are hard-pressed to win the next 8 rounds just to bring it to OT. So, in my opinion, I think this game is won for SEL's Warriors.
I think OTS might still have it in the bag if this timeout really addresses their critical issues. Their issues of not taking space, their issues of not swinging together. The utility really struggling to come through on this map. I've seen OTS in the past. They can do this. I know that they've got the ability to bring this back, but this timeout will determine whether they are able to pull a comeback or whether the round will go in the favor of SEL's Warriors and give them the first map. Starting going into Market, using a judge, catching a lot of utility though. Dumped by utility, doesn't care, continues to push through. Ghost running back through A main, where SEL's Warriors are silently creeping up. It's a fake towards B and it looks like it's worked. SEL's Warriors looking to get A for free here. OTS pretty heavy towards B. No sound being heard, no rotates coming really from OTS. Ghost maybe has a... Ghost gets a pick on Yukio and drops Spike. The rotate has to come through now. Dude, trading out, getting Club, and putting down the neural theft, giving SEL's Warriors all the information they could possibly need. Null Command coming through, denying any utility on the side of SEL's Warriors. Yoppie taking out Flops with a classic. Just seeing insane fights here. Ghost managing to slip through, caught out by Dude. Jax taking the next fight. Dude, not willing to let him get it though. Down to Jellyfish and Dude here. The 2 Sentinels, and Dude wins it out with a 4K to end the round and win SEL's Warriors the map. 13-4. Crazy map to watch.
Wow.
And
what an absolute thrashing on the side of SEL's Warriors. Just completely dominating OTS. I mean, wow. And it's evident in the scoreboard. I mean, you got Yoppie and Doot at 29 and 23 frags respectively. Yoppie with 5 first bloods. I mean, just unbelievable. The top frags from OTS are Flops and Clab with 14 and 12 respectively. I mean, this was a very dominant game for SEL's Warriors.
absolutely, you're right. And moving on to the next map, which will be Ascent, we'll see these aggressive plays that we've been seeing. And we'll see if these aggressive fights will be in favor of SEL again, or maybe OTS more disciplined, more slow-paced kind of game might start to give them the advantage on the next map. We might even see it come through to Haven. I think OTS definitely got the ability to pull off the next map, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what transpires on Ascent. Currently, SEL's just being dominant on that first map, but it'll be a lot more difficult on Ascent to get through those chokes, get through that utility that OTS has been using.
Indeed, we are going to move for a 5-minute break. We will be back shortly. And we are back. Map 2 Ascent. OTS defending, Souls Warriors attacking. What do you think we will see, Crowley?
I mean, OTS having that advantage on a particularly defender-sided map on Ascent will be very, very important for them to be able to get some critical rounds and maybe replenish the mental from the previous game. I think that's the most important underspoken thing in Valorant is if you have a strong mental, it doesn't matter how many rounds you're down, you can always bring it back. So maybe having that early advantage could turn things around in the side of OTS. Maybe that last game they were working through some problems, and now that they've had a little bit of time to talk it out and go through it, they might come back stronger than ever and might be willing to show Cells that they're not going to let them have that aggressive sort of mindset. But Cells Warriors showing that they like the aggression, they like seizing space. Again, on a map like Ascent, that's what you need to do. And I guess we'll see. We'll see if this more disciplined play that we've seen from OTS will win them these rounds, or if the attacker like focus cells will be able to pull those early important rounds on the attack and really just diminish any mental that OTS has left. That's just my take on the situation so far. Zorba, what are you thinking?
I think that the fact that OTS has picked defense is very important. I'm very curious as to why Souls Warriors decided to pick Ascent, due to the fact that OTS would be able to just pick defense and dominate the majority of the half, but OTS's Ascent game has been a bit choppy from what I've heard in previous scrims, so I'm very, very curious to see what goes on. But we are about to move to character picks, so let's see what they have in mind for us.
Won't be too long until we start getting a look at what these picks are going to be. You know, it'll take some time for it to come through, but I think we might have to have a tech pause very soon. Looking like some players were not ready, and we're seeing what's going to happen. We'll run this down and see where it goes. But yeah, again, Ascent, Cells Warriors in the past has been good on this map, but they've also not had much luck as well. I've seen a few of their games, and I think if they make it past the chokes, they typically manage to win rounds. But if they get stuck in those choke points, it's impossible for them to really do a whole lot. And I think for OTS, it'll be very important that they manage to get these rounds in. They keep those choke points held, and they don't let them get through. But yeah, it looks like we're starting to get an idea on some of these agents here. What are you thinking about these team comps at the moment, Zorba? They're not final yet, but do they look like something you would typically see?
Yes, I was a little bit worried seeing a Reyna on side of Cells Warriors, but they did swap that out for a Clove finally. Oh, still moving about.
The constant switching makes it hard.
Double Sentinel Initiator and single Duelist and Smokes on the side of OTS, sort of standard, and is that double Duelist on the side of Cells Warriors? It
We have a
is,
very
and that's
clear difference
surprising.
between the two teams, right, Zorba? We have a double Duelist comp and a double Sentinel comp. It's not often you get to see these two comps clash head to head. Usually it's a double Initiator versus double Sentinel, but this should be very interesting, especially with the side of Cells Warriors having those double Duelists, knowing that they're extremely aggressive players. It should make it interesting, and knowing that OTS like to play a bit more of a slow, methodical kind of gameplay, seeing that double Sentinel makes sense for the way their team works. So it really comes down to the head-to-head on double Senti and double Duelist. What are your opinions on that? What do you think will come out on top on this map?
I think that it's going to be very close, because looking at the picks that we can see,
Now we win.
double duelist plus a Omen and Sova means that those two duelists, being a Yoru and Jet, will be able to capitalize on the util of Sova, but I think it was chosen to counter a defender-sided comp on this defender-sided map.
It definitely looks like they were keeping in mind how OTS likes to play and really trying to find the gaps in that, especially with the Yoru pick. Being able to get past lots of defender utility. It looks like on the side of OTS, they've opted to put both Sentinels on the same side. Got Sober Dark coming through, scanning Cloud, net coming through, gunning for Yoppie, dashes on side, Cloud paranoid, managing to take Yoppie, kill him through the wall. Yukio caught on side. Jellyfish getting 2, Defo trading it out, Cloud getting 3. This round is going so fast. It's all up to SEL here. Is that mid lurk gonna pay off? Cloud very low on HP. If SEL can get even one more, there's a potential we can win here. Looks like there's about to be a fight between Jax and Cloud. Sorry, SEL wins it out down to a 2v1. This is a very winnable situation for SEL. Cloud 1 HP and sitting with Ghost, ready to swing off the contact, ready to take the fight, get that trade. SEL taking her time, really not wanting to overexert herself here. Dropping down,
30 seconds
caught out,
One enemy
takes out
remaining.
Club, and Ghost gets the trade, goes in the favor of OTS. That round, down to the wire, OTS managing to make it work in their favor. Insane round from the Cloud 2 with that 3K.
Only brought enough for me.
Indeed. Ghost did manage to win the round for OTS, but it got much closer than it needed to, with SEL managing to get 2 picks.
Launching sword.
Looking at ult economy, we can see it is in the favor of OTS, 3 points away from an ultimate for Clab, and a full buy is in order for OTS.
Looks like OTS are willing to fight for A main here. Really not wanting to get out the space. This looks like a lot more practice, a lot more comfortable OTS. They've got a good feeling on this map. They know what they're doing. They're taking these early spaces. OTS, Ghost, accidentally firing a shot. Not sure if that was an intimidation shot or whether it was a misclick, but it's had a result. It's made SEL's pivot back towards mid, knowing there's an outlaw, not wanting to tango with that basically eco operator on A main. Looks like they're about to crash into Jax, holding tree, all 5 versus Jax. This will be a very interesting moment to see. Jax gets 2, SEL takes out Jax, Ghost takes out SEL. Yukio sat in the smoke, Defo trying to take some advantage here. Yukio kills Flops. Well, this is going quite well for the side of the eco. Just being able to take out some guns, even if they don't end up pulling this round, they will have a massive advantage
Spike
going
planted.
forward. Ghost. Devil taking out Ghost, dropping the eco operator. That's going to make it very hard. Very
Over
hard
there.
for the side of OTS to hold this down. Both teams have 2 guns now. It's a pretty even fight. We can see OTS stacked with Heaven. Defo misses
One
a shot,
enemy
or rather
remaining.
legs. Oh, Clab. Yukio caught by the net.
Last player standing.
Jellyfish takes out Defo. Jellyfish versus Ukio. Ukio takes the win, bringing it to 1-1 in the favor of Seoul's Warriors. What an unexpected turn to the round.
Indeed, SEL's Warriors with the thrifty here. It is now 1-all. Ult economy kind of equalized. 2 points away from the Shadows and whatever Cypher's ult called, I can't remember.
Neural theft.
That is correct. But we are also 2 points away from Clab's ultimate, so very curious how this will go.
We're seeing Yoppie having that that eco operator. Defo getting dunked on with a lot of utility. Looks like they're willing to fight. 4 men. Flops takes out Defo. Defo getting Ghost, but that is a good trade on the side of OTS. Dropping a classic for a rifle. The calls come through from Cells though. A good read. If they're fighting A main, B's got to be free, and they've just walked on and taken it. Got that spike down.
Spike planted.
Could go either way here. We're seeing OTS really making good adjustments here. That eco fight,
Over there.
great call from whoever is IGLing on that side of the team. Being able to take that lurk, being able to take that rifle, it could really make the difference here. It looks like they're sticking together. They're keeping that momentum. Caught out. Lights off his cam though. Looking to get a net on the stairs. Really just trying to clear their angles. Again, this methodical play we're seeing from the side of OTS. So, takes out Flops. Gets traded by Jax. Yukio takes out Clab. That's the rifle they had dropped. Jax, 2 HP, has the other rifle. Jellyfish picks up the Phantom. 3 on site. 2 main. I would be looking to make sure they die on site here. Drop all their guns. But it looks like OTS are just willing to save here. Want to keep those 2 rifles they managed to pick up. Yukio dying to the bomb. Throwing the economy off from a predictable pattern to a more what is going on sort of situation.
Indeed, that was still a round win for Cells Warriors. That was honestly a fantastically played eco for OTS. The only way it could have gone any better would be by, winning the round. But they are now 5 manning rifles with mostly full shield.
Now we wait.
Ult economy is not in their favor yet, with Neural Theft and From the Shadows online for Cells Warriors.
Dude, and Yoppy taking down Ghost. Insane shot from them. Making the duelist the main force of a retake just gone in this situation. Flops not able to take out the clone. Yoppy trying to push down mid, trying to take this fight, grabbing the Vandal. There's a huge trade-off for him.
I know exactly where you are.
Neural Theft coming through for the side of Cells Warriors, being able to get all the information, knowing they're pushed up A main. Looks like Cells Warriors are aiming to split the rotates, taking that mid control, trying to drive a wedge between the defense. There's been no answer so far. Mid has been completely given up for free. There's not much you can do here on the side of OTS. You've got to really re-clear that space, and it's going to be difficult to do that together. Looks like OTS have made an adjustment though. They pushed up A main. They understand that they got cut off, and they're willing to try and regroup in an unconventional way. And I think that's the best reaction you can have to this, knowing that they decided to go to A side and re-clearing together, catching out Default. Insane call on the side of OTS. Unfortunately, Cell trades it out, gets Flops, and Jax pushing through. Looking to get something through this smoke here. Dude, swing, taking down Jellyfish.
1 enemy remaining.
Holding the angle, backing off, making it very difficult for Jax to really make anything work here. KO Knife comes through, cancels the Sova drone. Jax really just looking for something here, trying to play his life whilst not giving them too much space, not making them run after him. Jax in a really bad position here. Cell trades it out. Great 3K, great calls on the side of Cell Warriors, driving that wedge between the defense, not making it easy for them to
once I
rotate.
reveal them. Make sure you take advantage.
Precisely. I mean, Yoppy going for the shorty. I don't think that was the play there, because now Jax does have his ultimate online. Same with Clab. Those are 2 very crucial ultimates for securing a site. KO being able to get rid of all utility, and Clab being able to yoink a player.
Caution here.
That's very, very, very powerful.
Throwing next.
I love how elegantly that was put going to player, but you're absolutely right. It's like caught out here. Oh, that aggressive play, that eco play that they had to succeed
Spike
before,
down, B.
did not succeed again with Flops and Jax getting to dude trading one out though. The fight happening in mid. Jax taking out Yoppy, punishing that aggressive play. Dude,
Take flight.
he's not gonna go on, trying to use his utility to give an advantage in this fight. Looks like
1
This is
enemy
it.
remaining.
Default coming through, getting both from behind. Insane flank. Great timing on the side of Cells Warriors. Yet again, OTS having all the good calls, fighting together, doing everything right. In the previous round, we saw them push out of A main when they realized they didn't have mid control. That round, they pushed into mid when they got that early advantage and took the fights. But unfortunately, it's just a little gap in their line that is causing them trouble every time. First, you saw Cell getting that 3K, stopping the rotates, and this time you see Defo getting a 3K, stopping them from taking their advantage. They need to fix these holes in their lines. Getting a lot of aggressive plays again. Looks like Cells are looking towards an A hit here. Bit of a default. Cypher holding B main. Jet trying to take mid space.
Who's next?
Lots of utility being traded out through mid. Looks like Yoppie's gonna go down to Ghost. Default. Using his dimensional drift to inside. Jax trying to spray out Ghost. Dude, sorry, but doesn't get much damage at all. Flops, Ghost, and Clab rotating over to side
Spike
now.
planted.
Jax probably just providing information they can.
Portal closed.
From the shadows, cancelled out. Default. Gotta be able to catch Ghost here. Unless he clears it. Does not clear it. Jax fighting, gets the trade on Default. 2v3 right now, in the favor of OTS. See Deadlock that come out. Left by himself.
Standing.
And it's an insane play. Clab's ultimate just absolutely winning in that round. Being able to swing 3 onto 1, capturing that round. Zorba, are you thinking this is starting to go back into the favor of OTS? We're seeing them in a lot better form in these last few rounds.
Well, you are correct. We are seeing better form. I am waiting to be convinced as of current. Now, they did invest, I believe, 3 ultimates into that round. From the Shadows, KO ult, and Deadlock ultimate. Now, they did win the round. To be clear, they did win the round, but that is 3 ultimates. Shifting ult economy firmly into Souls Warriors' favor.
Doesn't help. This is a very defender-sided map, and right now, Souls Warriors have already secured what they need. Oh my god, in 3 seconds, Flops kills Souls. Dude gets flopped. Traded out by Default, getting... Oh, it's just too quick. Yoppie taking out Clab. It's suddenly a 2v4. Within seconds. I was not prepared for that outcome. Looks like Default getting a 140 pick onto Jax, doing a lot of damage. Just locking down this mid by himself. Not really getting punished for this. Looks like Spike's going to be planted towards B here. 3. Taking Yoppie, fighting Jellyfish. Jax winning the fight on Default. You would not expect that, but Jax has been showing that he is a good player. He's willing to take these fights. He's not scared, no matter the HP he's on. Yoppie trying to capitalize off his door break. Decides to stay Giraffe. Jax might get caught out here. Knife coming through. Doesn't clear Yoppie. Jellyfish coming through the city angle. Jax getting Yoppie. Yoppie unfortunately not being able to land anything. Bringing this to a 2v2. Okay, flash comes out. Accidentally flashes itself. Scanned by Sovadart. Not sprayed through though. Jellyfish fighting Dutons. No time.
Standing.
Dude taking out Jellyfish. Yukio. Everybody's dead in that round. Yukio gets Jax, and Dude and Yukio die to Spike. Insane round. Could have gone either way. Definitely not how I expected to see that go.
No, I mean, Jax was pretty good there, managing to get everyone on site to die to Spike. But ult economy is in Souls Warriors' favor with Hunter's Fury and From the Shadows online. With Blade Storm, Neural Theft, and Dimensional Drift all on the way with 1 point for 2 of them. This is very...
Definitely seeing some... Clab coming through, getting a huge pick on Default. Insane work. Great utility. SEL trading it out though, taking down Flop, making it a 4v4. Ghost and Yoppie facing off. Yoppie gets the win. Neurofest comes through. Yoppie unable to get a kill with the knives. Takes out Jellyfish though, looking for more, not willing to back down. Takes out Clab. He's just going for it. Jax punishing it though. Jax has been the rock for OTS. He is willing to take these fights. Takes down SEL as well, making it 2v1. Entirely possible. If anyone on OTS can do it, it's Jax. This is a bit of an awkward crossfire though. Having to clear both Hell and Main is going to be very difficult. Dude and Yukio fighting together. Yukio taking Jax down. Almost a winnable round. Jax really punishing that over-aggression on the side of Yoppie. But Yoppie going insane. He got, what, 3 that round? Just kept going, did not care. Ran into everything and no one was ready for it. And that aggression, you can't trade anything for that.
Indeed. While he is at the bottom of the leaderboard currently, that aggression has been what won them last game. And it's what got him so many of those frags because he was pushing the smokes before OTS was ready for him. Now, he went for a bit of a clip there. But Jax was ready to punish it.
Throwing net.
Coming through, Yoppie punishing it though, taking down Clab, not letting them do the same thing they did last round. Unfortunate moment of autopilot there from OTS. trying to get that early fight, but having done it the last 2 rounds, it looks like SEL's Warriors have adjusted. Jax, though, still on side. A force to be reckoned with. He's been shown time and time again. Default, fight into a switch, trying to get something here. Caught out. Yoppy takes out Flops.
enemy remaining.
Dude, takes out Jax and Ghost. Dude has been insane. The rock initiator for this team. Anytime something goes wrong, you see Dude stabilizing the situation. Jellyfish, left alone in market, getting wrapped by Yoki. Not much you can do here if you're Jellyfish. Yoki doesn't clear it though, but still manages to take out Jellyfish in a repeat of what we saw on, unfortunately, in market on Sunset, where 20 HP was all the difference between getting that kill and not. Rifle versus classic. History tends to repeat itself, does it not, Zorba?
It does. I was just about to mention that. Looking at Eco, we can see a full buy from both sides is capable. Alt economy in SEL's Warriors' favor still, but it is very close to swinging the other way with 2 points. All OTS needs for 2 more ultimates.
Very aggressive play here from SEL's Warriors, but stopped in their tracks by Jellyfish. Not even get the space, not even play an aggressive fight. Molly coming through from KO as well. Really great delaying utility here. It's going to be a fight between Ghost and Yoppy, 2 of the top fraggers of these games, 2 of the duelists. Who's going to win this out? And it looks like Yoppy is going to take him down. Insane double headshot. Takes out Jax as well. Opens up the site. Jellyfish needs to go huge here if she wants to be able to get any kind of kill here. Yoppy, right click with the knives. Takes him out, but Clab shuts Yoppy down. Not willing to let that turn into a clip. So Deadlock ultimate coming through. Not catching anyone, unfortunately. Looking for the fight. Takes Dude and Yukio just win the round. There's nothing you can do with your OTS there. This is not looking good for OTS. An 8-2 half on a defender-sided map. They really need some adjustments. If they can pull these last 2 rounds and really do some crazy stuff on attack, there's a chance. What do you think, Zorba?
I am thinking that things are going well for SEL's Warriors, and I mean, honestly, I'm kind of shocked. This is attack on Ascent with a double Sentinel comp for OTS, and they're losing defense. Not looking good.
Very difficult. Oh my, this is what we're seeing. Yoppy just dominant, taking those fights, getting flashed, but still taking one down. Jax, though, showing that he is not willing to let Yoppy go any further. Always shutting him down. Jax is consistently shot down their main duelist. Getting flashed by the Yoru clone. 3 in 3. Spam through the wall. Not much you can do with your Jellyfish there. Default. Looking for this lurk. Might catch up Ghost here. Ghost! Telling him, no, you're not going to have this space. I might be low on HP, but I'm going to win this out for my team. Jax getting a kill. Dinking! And SEL taking out Flops. This is insane. 2v2. The HP both low on both sides. Jax doesn't clear Dude. Ghost needs to go huge here. Just needs to land 1 shot. Dude! Holding down the side for SEL's Warriors! That is insane!
That is unbelievable. Dude was in hell. He had Sova droned out, but Jax just wasn't ready for him to be there. He didn't even clear him. Pulls back into hell, gets domed, and then, you know, Dude's able to capitalize on that and still manage to clutch the round with nothing but a shorty. That is unbelievable gameplay we are seeing from SEL's Warriors.
It's looking really bad for the side of OTS now. They have to secure this round. If they do not secure this round, I don't see a world where they win. I mean, I'm all for Flops taking out SEL. It's potentially possible. They haven't got a whole lot in the way of defensive utility now. Yukio planning the spike. Jax about to face off. Jax being that rock for their team, taking out SEL's rock, taking out Dude. It really is a battle between Jax and Dude for who can really stabilize his rounds. Yoppy on the side of SEL, making the rounds possible. Dude, always making it winnable. Defo, unfortunately not getting that shot. Gets hit by the paranoias, backing off, playing safe.
Cover going out.
Coming through. What's it Defo takes out Jax in his own. Yukio spamming through the smoke, not finding anything. Flops, taking out Yoppy. Yukio getting jellyfish. Flops again with a 3k, going insane this round. 4k, taking out Yukio and Defo and keeping OTS in this game. Anything is possible, and a 3-9, as you said before, 9-3 curse. Maybe this time OTS are willing to take it out.
If it's
Switching
any team that
sides.
would pull this back, it would be OTS. I am hopeful. I am hopeful because it would be some fantastic gameplay to watch for a lot of us. Now, side swapped. I mean, looking at the scoreboard here, 15-10 for Jax. He is match MVP and currently keeping OTS in the game, as you said, the rock of OTS. Default and Yoppy 12 and 11 respectively, along with Doot 11 as well. We are seeing 3 ghosts on the side of OTS, a sheriff and a ghost on the side of SEL's Warriors.
I think we're going to see a bit of a brawl happening, be me. Default and Jax trading out lots of HP. Default coming out on top, but not quite. Ghost taking someone down. Default getting flops, but getting traded out by Clap. Ghost going down to Doot. Again, Doot, the rock on the side of SEL's Warriors, not letting anything go wrong, but he's very low here and about to pick into 2. Both very low though. Gets 1. Isn't prepared for the second though. Jax doesn't press the advantage. Here's a couple of flank. Tries to drop that molly. Probably backing up, walking towards A here. Yoppy not letting it happen though, not letting them get away. Getting that headshot through the wall. That is an insane shot to hit. How do you even do that? Clap.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Clap. Not knowing really what to do for his team here. Just trying to run in society. Get that plant down. Maybe get that money, you know. Anything counts in this situation. There's a lot of pressure on Clap here. If he can get 2 more, he might be able to win this. Does have net in his favor. Entirely possible to win this out if he plays it right. Clap. Needing to go huge. 3 of SEL's Warriors on site now. Clap. In a really bad situation. Throws the net down. Catches Yukio. Peeks out and gets instantly taken down by Duke. And another round in favor of SEL's Warriors. Not looking good for OTS.
Not at all. 3-10 now in SEL's Warriors' favors, as Crowley said. I'm gobsmacked currently, to be honest. I'm not quite sure what to say. A full buy on the side of SEL's Warriors. Ult economy in their favor, but nothing too notable yet. Hunter's Fury, though, is 3 points out of 8. It's going to be very interesting to see how SEL's Warriors and OTS adapt.
Yoppy getting flashed here. Looks like OTS. What is that shot? What are those shots? 2 down. Eco Operator. Really bad outcome for OTS. Yoppy getting 3. Yoppy is just showing he is a force to be reckoned with here. Jax unable to shut him down this time. Yoppy not able to get the ace though. Unfortunately running out of ammunition. Yukio trading it out, trying to let him get it, but it just didn't happen. Unfortunate for Yoppy.
Very, very, very unfortunate. He was very, very, very close to that ace. Would have been fantastic to see. But, hey, we'll take a 4K. We will take a 4K. 3-11 for the side of OTS. A full buy now for OTS.
Time to jump.
SEL's Warriors in a bonus. Will they be able to convert? I think so.
It's definitely possible. We'll see. This Eco Operator, Clap, not willing to let him get that. Just saying, nah, I'm gonna take you out, I don't care. Yukio with a crazy shot. Default taking out Jellyfish. This round is just insane. Ghost trading out Default. Clap caught by like 4 different tags. Yukio getting traded out by Jax. Ghost taking down SEL. And it's left up to Dude, the rock of their team. But even this is a tall order. We've seen Dude play some pretty crazy rounds, but 38 HP with plenty of rifles on the side of OTS. Jax willing to take this fight, doesn't quite know where he is, but takes him down with a headshot anyway. We are seeing Jax on the side of OTS constantly holding these rounds. Insane player. Zorba, he's got to be carrying a lot of these early rounds for OTS. These rock rounds. What was that, a 3K that last round?
Indeed, I'm very curious to see how many first bloods he has. Ult economy strongly in Cells Warriors' favors with 1 point away from Blade Storm. A full buy now in order. I mean, that was very, very well played by OTS. It was looking like another loss, but they managed to bring it back. I'm not sure if they will be able to win this round, though.
I've had the pleasure of versing OTS in the past, and they've definitely held some rounds against us. So I believe they have the ability to, if they can just really start winning out some stuff. Unfortunate team flash. Dude, taking out Ghost, making it very difficult here. Jax, getting the swing out though. Getting traded by Defo. Defo getting two, spraying Clab through the smoke. Defo backing off though. It's looking like a 2v4 right now. Not really in the favor of OTS here. Guppy, being hungry for these kills. Trying to run down, catch these frags. Looks like, after taking all that space B main, looks like Cells Warriors are aware. They know that they have to be going A here, and they're starting to rotate over to that. Yukio, ready for Jellyfish to walk out here. Knife out, gets caught out by Yukio. Flops, is he able to get the trade? Yukio, taking both down, holding that round for the side of Cells Warriors.
Match point.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable gameplay we've been seeing from Cells Warriors. Truly a masterclass in, you know, these just team synergy with the strategies, the set plays, the trading. I mean, we saw that that game, that round, that OTS just doesn't have the same synergy as Cells Warriors with that team flash, which was very unfortunate.
We are seeing a lot of Hot Dude taking down Jax. OTS Jellyfish taking down Default though. Trades coming out. Yoppy getting
Spike down,
but getting
B.
traded out by Flops. Rifle in the hands of Flops. Oh, Ghost taking out Cell. Yukio fighting for his life, but getting scored out. Ghost unable to get the frag due to rounds in his gun. Looks like they're getting frozen here. 2v2, they don't know what to do. Ghost and Floppy separated. Dude, being in the rock, being able to hold this down. Flops still alive, re-swinging, taking out Yukio. Ghost taking down Dude. It's a possible comeback. OTS are showing they're bringing it back. They're willing to fight. They're not out of this game. You know, when you're at a 4-12 disadvantage, you think the mental goes down, but OTS are fighting for their lives, and they're gonna take every round they can get.
Indeed. A round is a round, and they are closer to a potential comeback. Jax holding the team together, 1 point away from an ultimate. Clab and Ghost with their ultimates online, but Doot, Yoppy, and Yukio both have their ults online as well.
Looks like we're going to see a heavy AHQ from the side of OTS here. Will they be able to get past Cell's utility? Will they be able to punish the fact that Cell has been practically left alone on the side? Cell takes out Flops, gets traded by Ghost. Defo sitting in the smoke. No one's quite shot the... Almost takes out Jax. Jax is 1 HP. The trade in favor of damage towards Cell here. Dude, taking his time. Yoppy on flank dodges the ult with an updraft. That is insane. Yoppy so consistent. Defo taking out Clab. Just grabbing the rifle here. Jax 1 HP. Able to take out Yukio. Always the rock on the team. Might be able to get more here. Yoppy not pulling this corner. Oh, Jax 5 HP. Oh, no chance. There's already a tall order, but there's nothing you can do. A 3v1 stuck on 5 HP? What can you do there, Zorba?
Unfortunately, not a whole lot, and that brings us to a 2-0 victory for the side of Cells Warriors. Unbelievable. For me, it's not even the fact that they won 2-0. It's the fact that they won on Ascent while attacking first half. Just insane gameplay. We can see Default top lobbying 18-12. Jax close behind 19-15. Jax really stepping up this game. Yoppy, Doot, Ghost all following 18, and 11 respectfully. Fantastic gameplay that we saw this game, this series. I believe that puts OTS out of the tournament though.
Yeah, unfortunately, they've lost four now, and that puts them out of the chance of getting into the playoffs. But you got to give OTS a lot of credit for this game. Lots of these rounds could have gone either way, and you saw Jax, you saw Ghost, you saw so many of those players on OTS bringing things so close, but unfortunately, they just weren't able to capitalize. You had Doot and Yoppy, Defhold, Cell, Yukio, all having insane individual moments and just making it so difficult for OTS to adjust here and being able to do a whole lot. And it was just well played by them. They managed to pull those rounds, those 1v2s, those 2v2s, just managing to pull those wins in the favor of Cells Warriors. So if I was OTS, I would still be proud. You made them fight hard for it, and at the end of the day, you might have come down to that loss, but they still had to fight super hard in order to win that. And congratulations to Soul Warriors being able to pull that victory and pull those close rounds on their favor.
Indeed. It was a very good game, and we are going to have some interviews shortly, just waiting for them to come in. And honestly, do you think there's anything that OTS could have done differently that could have won them the game?
I think that, especially on Sunset, they needed to take more space or at least be aggressive or hold space. Typically, especially on A site, when they did get that advantage, they took A site for free here. There was practically no one there on the side of Cells. Again, this is in hindsight. We get to see where everyone is. They don't know that information. But once they had the site, they backed off a lot and gave them a lot of free space to just walk on and start defusing, putting the pressure on OTS to take it back and fight and stop them from defusing when OTS was on that attacker side. If they had just fought for the space, traded it out, made sure that they couldn't walk out of elbow or main, I think a lot of those rounds would have gone a lot different for the side of OTS.
I agree, that's about what I thought as well. I'm going to drag in now a member from both OTS and Cells Warriors for an interview.
Oh,
Fantastic.
hello.
So we have with
Welcome.
us right now Ghost and Yoppy. Yoppy obviously being the duelist on the side of Cells Warrior, and Ghost being the duelist on the side of OTS. How are you both doing today, guys?
Yeah, pretty good. Feeling
I
pretty
can't feel my hands. I'm so cold.
good. Yeah.
That is valid.
Zorbo, do you want to start off with a few questions for them?
Well, my main question is, how are you both feeling? Obviously, Ghost OTS is now eliminated, unfortunately, from the series. Yoppy, you guys are still in progressing. What are your thoughts?
I'm really excited. I love my team. Like, it's sad to see OTS go. I don't know if you guys could see all chat. Like, we're lucky having a little flirt session all chat. So I have a special place in my heart for these guys.
I was midway through saying that the chat was very wholesome, but every round I tried to throw that in there, you guys just instantly it was over. The round was over before I could say anything. It was one way or the other. Either OTS killed all of you or you killed all of OTS, and I was just sitting there like I can't get this out. I can't let people know that this is being said.
No, honestly though, good props to SEL and Bullies because they had a really good like strat for both. Like we played a really aggressive comp, so it worked out really well. But even like flops in second map was destroying me. It was like actually embarrassing.
A lot of
Oh,
those
hi.
rounds, a lot of those rounds, Yoppy, they were very close to the wire. What was going on to make you guys win those rounds? Like there was a lot of situations where OTS had brought it down to 2v2s, 1v1s, but you guys ended up pulling through towards the end. What was happening? What was the calls going on? Was it just sheer confidence or was it raw
was-
strategy that pulled you through?
It was a bit of strategy, but it was also very calm. Like the comms weren't like what's the word I'm looking for? Like flooded at all. Like it was very like we have this util, just wait, we'll group up and then exec and together we'll take it. So yeah, just very calm and disciplined, I think.
Fantastic. That's what we like to hear. On the side of OTS, when things were going wrong, what were the adjustments you guys were making? We did start to see you guys going from losing a bit of space to starting to hold it and really just fight for all the space. And a lot of those rounds, again, you guys brought to a very, very close margin. What was going through your heads when these rounds were starting to get lost? Were you trying to desperately make adjustments, or were you just trying to take a breath, take a step back, and just
What was
let
going
your
through our
players go
heads?
insane? Yeah.
Mainly just damn this Yoppy guy is way too good for us.
I got unflattered, thank you.
That's all I can
I-
say really. I'm playing comp right now, by the way.
Straight onto
dipping,
the
eh?
grind. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, of course.
Always looking to
Yoppy
improve.
tilted me, bro. Yoppy tilted me. It's too good.
Sorry, man.
I have to win somewhere now.
Ghost, a lot of those entries, you managed to get some pretty insane kills. And Yoppy, I suppose I could get your opinion on this. As duelist players, what is it you look for in an opportunity to be able to take space? What is it that gives you the idea that okay, now is the time to take this fight or take this space? What is it that goes through your head when you decide to do those things?
I think especially it's just nice having someone you can rely on to back you up a little bit. Like when I'm queuing with especially Jen or Ukiyo in that game, like we do a lot and we have like good chemistry. So it's good to just know you have someone there that can back you up. Or like I'm looking for any opportunity, like someone's playing in a spot where I can dash on and she can trade me. Or like I'm looking
Absolutely.
for like a bit of util that I can exploit, or just any opportunity that I can get in because I'm very big on like taking first contact, as you can see, especially on Neon. I was like always first up or like always trying to bait wall. Like I think that's just a
Absolutely.
big part of my playstyle, and I've played it a lot, so I'm used to it. But
Similar, just hope just with the confidence of the teammates, and 9 times out of 10 I just kind of shut my brain off and just go and just if I get the duel, then it's golden. If I don't, well,
yeah,
I've
you
created
gotta
all
have
the
trust
space.
in your team.
Yeah, I know
One
if I die,
thing,
someone's going to be there to either get a kill or get 7. Who knows?
yeah, trade you out. One thing I wanted to talk to you too about Ghost is that round where you were in elbow and you held that trigger discipline. Were you very tempted to shoot first, or did you expect to be able to just hold that angle and get some trigger discipline?
as
Because that was
soon
a pretty huge round, and that was probably one of the highlights from you there. What was going through your mind at that time?
I was hearing like I heard like the 2 footsteps, and as soon as I heard the third one, my brain just went, okay, I'm just gonna see if I can get two or more.
Yeah.
And luckily I got the 4 headshots and then traded out by the third person. I think it was Yoppy. Goddamn Yoppy.
You absolutely succeeded. And another question I have for the members of OTS. Unfortunately, I believe this is your elimination. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not 100% sure, but
No, you're right.
okay. So what is it that you guys think you need to work on, and what is it that you are going to identify from these games that you will try and take into your prem games and all that sort of thing? Do you think there's much you can learn from this tournament? Because I know as a team that has been defeated a lot,
Oh yeah.
our guys have learned plenty. So I'm curious to see what you think you can learn from this.
I think we need to set up a consistent roster and prac way more as a group because our chemistry was just not there.
Chemistry is definitely very important. What's your take, Ghost?
We had so normally our normal 5 wasn't there because we are running a new 5, and then one of our members, I'm not going to say it on stream, but he had a medical emergency, so he's out for the near future. And then another one had some family matters, so we did have to run 2 new people, which did mess up the chemistry. But I feel like we tried our best with what we had.
No, you guys absolutely fought hard, and you made those you made those rounds come down to the wire, and you made Cells work for it.
I agree.
Cell, how are you feeling? You know, about not being eliminated immediately. You know, you still have a chance. You can still pull this through and make it to the playoffs. Is there anything going through your mind right now? Are you worried about your next opponent, or are you just going to keep that calm, confident mentality throughout the rest of the games you play?
I mean, I'm gonna stay humble, but I really want revenge on Disorder. Like they destroyed us, and I really felt like I could beat them.
That's
I
something
just
as a
want to verse them
team.
again. Yeah.
That's something as the leader of a team in this tournament I can respect. I'm coming for Silent Horror, so I understand what you mean. Yeah, there's quite a few teams that you want to be able to face again, right? And you want to be able to show that we can beat you and we will beat you
Yeah.
and we're here still.
We
So
beat
I
them
respect
in
that.
Premiere too. It was so frustrating.
It's all about the maps and the time you spend
Yeah.
together and that chemistry that OTS was saying was not there, but over time you'll develop it and you will get stronger as a team and you want to be able to show that we're back, we're ready to take you again. I understand what you're going for there, Yoppy.
Exactly.
Yep. Zorba, have you got any questions for either of the teams?
Not really. You asked anything I was gonna ask. I am sad to see OTS go. One of my
Aw.
favorite teams.
same, I love you
I am
guys.
very sad to see you guys go. But you put up
I'm
a good
going
fight.
for whatever team Yoppy's on from now on, dude.
Oh,
Dude, sure.
100%.
I pray for you guys. You'll win.
100%.
You'll win.
Oh, thank you.
But OTS did play a good 2 games, and it wasn't an absolute thrashing. He still did win 3 and 5 rounds. So that there was a bit of
The rounds
Uh,
were so close. Like it was
they,
always
they
down to,
were
like,
they,
the very
they're
last
always down to
retake.
like
Down
one
to the
people.
wire.
Yeah,
Down to the wire.
100%.
Down to the wire. Absolutely.
So yeah, all I have to say is good job to all of you really, and I hope you all
Thank
had
you,
fun.
Zorba. Oh, we had a blast, dude. It
worries.
was still fun even though we lost.
Gosh.
That's what we like to hear, and that's
A
what it's
little bit-
about at the end
yeah.
of the day. The VCC OCE
is.
tournament. It's all about fun, and yeah, I'm glad that everyone here has had a good time. And I was really glad to see a lot of wholesome communications between the teams. It's good to see that everyone here is enjoying playing with each other, and that's what it's all about. So good job, guys. Good mental, and yeah, the flirting in the chat was interesting to read as a caster. So
Dude, it was
You're welcome.
sincere. It was
Another-
fully sincere as
another
well.
thing we
I mean
said-
everything I said.
Yeah, me
Is
too.
the bet for us to make finals and Glitch to wear maid outfit is now gone.
no, I want to see Glitch in a maid outfit, bro.
Unfortunate.
Blame
Ne-
blame
See if
we
we
have to
can
make a new
crowd
bet
fund it.
now.
Hey, I'll wear a maid outfit if I make finals.
Hey?
Is that in writing?
Match
That's it, I'll
fixing?
write it down.
Can we
Match
get that as a
fixing.
contract?
Hey.
I will send a
Alright,
legal
well-
legal contract to you shortly, Yoppy.
Well,
Sure.
I think we've taken up enough of your guys' time.
Dude, I'll do
and
anything. I'll do anything to watch
You
that
do
happen, Yoppy.
anything.
Mean
I think we've
anything.
taken up enough of your guys' time, and I think that's all the time we have for the stream. Thank you guys so much for obviously playing tonight and hopping in and answering our
Thank you.
questions and giving us an interview. And yeah, I think that it was really well played from both teams, and we'll end it there. So thank you all so much, everyone watching. We really appreciate you supporting this tournament, and we look forward to seeing you in next week's games.
This is
Thank you.
Crowley and Zorba Noodle VCC OCE signing out.